What a debut for VJ Edgecombe. It looks like, I mean, we're one game in, but it looks like he could be the greatest basketball player of all time. I'm not trying to over exaggerate the situation. I'm trying to live in the moment here, but he looks to be the greatest rookie, possibly the greatest player of all time. No, in all seriousness, this was exactly what the Sixers needed. Now, here was the most impressive thing to me about this game was that VJ Edgecombe goes off for 34 points in his debut. His three-point shooting, he hits 5 threes out there when that was one of the things that he was supposedly really bad at. Now, granted, he did go 5 for 13, but still 5 threes. I don't think a lot of people had that, and it showed the work ethic that he took into the gym during the offseason, and it added a new element to his game. 34 points. I don't think a lot of people saw that kind of debut coming. I think a lot of people would have been happy with 20 points, but you just saw the confidence, and more importantly, you saw the athleticism of this kid going out there, grabbing 7 boards and high flying, and just the bounce in his step was there, and I feel like his energy, really, the team fed off of it. So obviously he is the storyline coming out of this game because not since we've had Michael Carter-Williams has a Sixer made a debut of this magnitude. And I know Michael Carter-Williams didn't work out, and you hope that VJ Edgecombe does, but I mean, Michael Carter-Williams did go on to win Rookie of the Year that year, and VJ Edgecombe, one game in, he's the favorite. One game in, there's your analysis. But no, I think one thing that you can't diminish about this game is the fact that the Sixers won this game 117 to 116. At one point, they were down by 13 points. They fought. They came back. They clawed their way back into this game. And I think the most impressive thing is the fact that they did it. And Joel Embiid had 4 points. He had 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. If you were to tell me going into this game, hey, Joel Embiid's going to have 4 points, I'm telling you the Sixers got hammered. Joel Embiid was off from the get-go this game. And I think that Joel Embiid that we saw 2 years ago, the guy that was averaging more points than minutes, is coming. His shot just wasn't falling this game. But what you saw was something you hadn't seen previously with the Sixers. They had a third piece. That third piece being VJ Edgecombe. Previously, it was like if Joel Embiid is not on, all you have to do is focus on Tyrese Maxey. And if you're focusing on Tyrese Maxey, you can pretty much shut the Sixers down. Because you don't have to worry about Joel Embiid. He's going to shoot until he's out of it. But they don't have another option. It's Embiid and Maxey, and that is it. And that was the whole thing about adding Paul George. You add Paul George, you finally have that third star, which, by the way, I want to remind people, they didn't play a lot on the court together last year. So they finally had that third guy where when Joel Embiid is struggling with his shot, they don't have to rely on him too much. I mean, they got out of this game with Joel Embiid playing 20 minutes. You take that. Coming off of the injuries that he's come off of, if I tell you they're going to go into Boston, they're going to beat the Celtics, and they're going to do it with Joel Embiid playing 20 minutes and scoring 4 points, everybody's going to take that. I got to fix the camera. There we go. Everybody's going to take that. So that to me is the most impressive thing with you. I feel like you finally saw a Sixers team that actually had a team. Because this was, to me, a huge team win. Previously in the years, it was like this team runs through Joel Embiid, and I still think that is the case. But what you saw is Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe put the team on their backs, get the team back into it, and really lift this team up to their first victory of the season. I mean, Tyrese Maxey starts raining down threes, 7 for 9 from three-point land. He looked great. And when the team fell down by 13, it was the three-point shot that ended up getting them back into it. So a lot of positives there from both Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, because I know that a lot of people are down on Joel Embiid because of the fact that last year he just didn't look like Joel Embiid. But he's coming. You know, like I think the Joel Embiid revenge tour will be here. I think the Joel Embiid that we saw tonight isn't, and I know some people will run with the narrative of like, this is who he is now. He's cooked. He can't play anymore. He's a pylon. He's a mannequin. I think he had a bad game, but that was it. But the good thing about this current Sixers roster is when he has a bad game, the Sixers still have a chance to win. And when you factor in that they're going to add Paul George into this roster, okay, you know, I like that a lot. But how about a debut for Dominic Barlow, of all people? people. Like, he really, really impressed me with his fight, his athleticism. 13 points. What did he have? 8 rebounds in this game. Just looked like a high-energy player, and that's an undrafted free agent. And I think that was one thing that really goes under the radar with Nick Nurse, is his ability to develop talent. And I brought it up in previous videos that I think when we look back as Sixers fans, when we look back to the 2024-2025 season, that disaster of a season, I think we're going to look back at that was one step back to go 5 steps forward. Because you saw Nick Nurse forced to have to play players like Justin Edwards, who normally he wouldn't have played, but because the Sixers were so bad, okay, I can see this kid, I can develop him. And the fact that Dominic Barlow goes out there game 1 and starts and performs really well for his first game as an undrafted free agent, which in the NBA is, hard to come by. The fact that you got production from him, love it. And to that extent of, the whole like 1 step forward, 5 steps ahead, the VJ Edgecombe is another example of that. That's my biggest example, because you can sit there and go, okay, look, last year was a disaster and it's got a lot of fans and just the apathy form of interest with this team. But VJ Edgecombe is a guy that can get you back interested with this team. And when you look back at last season, you go, okay, I'll take that horrible season if it meant that I got another cornerstone piece, being VJ Edgecombe. I mean, I got to give credit to Daryl Morey. He hasn't had a ton of draft picks with his time with the Sixers, but his first draft, he hits on Tyrese Maxey at 21, and it's 1 game in, it's early, but it looks like VJ Edgecombe was another hit. He's going to go through rookie growing pains, no question. They all do. But everything you hear about this kid, it seemed like it paid off. His work ethic, his grit, his determination. I don't want to shit on Ace Bailey, but it was like the Oppo Ace Bailey. He didn't care about how many shots he was getting up. Although this game, and he said it in the post game, look, my teammates keep passing me the ball and they're telling me to shoot. I'm going to shoot it. He isn't a selfish player, but what you saw was a kid with confidence who's going to go into the rest of the season going like, I'm him. And I think that is such a big thing with this league, to go from game 1 and immediately have that confidence that you belong. I think is going to carry this kid a long way. So overall, a lot of good to take away. The only negative I can think of is, other than Joel Embiid's game, is listening to Allah. I'm just not a fan. But that's it. I mean, other than that, like, this is a perfect scenario. They go in. The Celtics, and it needs to be mentioned, they don't have Jason Tatum. The Sixers don't have Paul George. I don't really think you can compare the two players right now, but still, it's a key member of your starting 5 that was out. But the Sixers, it looked like we're dead in the water, and I think in previous years, maybe they would have been, but you've got some guys in there that just don't know any better, guys that don't know when to pack it in, and one of those guys being VJ Edgecombe, who, along with Tyrese Maxey, really propelled this team to a win. So overall, really, really good start to the season. I'm pumped to see what comes next. And more importantly, I just can't press this enough, they were able to go into Boston, come from behind, win, and do all of that with Joel Embiid scoring 4 points. Joel Embiid is not a 4-point, 20-minute per game player. We all can agree on that. He is a 7'2" unicorn who needs to be eased back into probably game shape. But the fact that they didn't have to rely on him, such a plush. A lot of takeaways. A lot of good takeaways. A lot of takeaways. I just had, but just 9 minutes takeaways. Subscribe, please. I need subscribers. So hit that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. Thumbs up, thumbs down if you liked the video, if you didn't like the video. Comment on what you liked other than VJ Edgecombe, what concerns you, what doesn't. A lot of good tonight. A lot of good. Go Sixers.